Alright, so welcome back. So tonight we've got a little bit of a FPS mining. The new FPS mining mission or contract that opens up the mining contracts. So you can do ship mining and so forth. So this actually requires you to go to a certain planet, wherever it tells you to. Although you can actually get it from wherever, you just have to turn it in. But I found that the actual locations will actually have caves nearby that you can actually do it in. And at the very least, they'll get you the at least like apparite or something like that, something cheap. So the way this mission works is you go to the location and then it will actually tell you what you need to turn in. It'll give you 3 options. You just need to turn in 1. So, for instance, I believe, if I remember right, apparite is one of them, and you need to turn in 15 pieces. I believe it's 5 of the others of another, and then I forget what dolomite is. But we'll go ahead and jump over to Hurston and do this one. There we go. Fastest jump to Hurston you'll see. Alright, now we'll actually jump down to HDMS Edmund and we'll look for the cave near there. I think I'll probably look around the location and see if they've got anything in boxes, and then I'll go do the mining itself. And then once we're done, we'll go ahead and turn it in. Now this, I should mention, it looks like, at least in PTU, this particular contract will actually give you a blueprint. It tells you in the blueprint itself that it'll give you something, but it's more of a pool. So there might be half a dozen different blueprints you might get. So we'll see what we get. Alright, let's see here. So as we get closer, we should see a cave or caves, one of the two. Yep, there's one. And there's the other. So, from what I've seen so far, some of these missions have 2 caves rather. I've seen one that had 3. So it just depends on the location. Alright, so we'll go ahead and stop it and see what they got in the boxes and the buildings. That water in the background. Go ahead and drop onto one of these pads here so we can refuel and so forth as well. In this case, I'm just using a cutter. I did bring, I think I brought a Geo with me, just in case. So, cutter or haul it. I don't think I'm going to need it, but just in case. Geo actually has the jump jets on it, so if you want to do the mining with it, it used to have where you could actually do the geo or rock size gems, but it also had a setting you switch to that would actually let you do hand minables as well. With the advent of having the auto pickup on the mining tool now, it's not as big a deal for the hand minables. That's different. It's actually dark in here. Apparently the NPCs got energy conscious. Nothing to find. Let's check the other buildings. So typically every site's going to have 3 buildings to check. So sometimes you can find armor. Sometimes you can find mining tools, the multi-tool. Sometimes you can find tractor beams, attachments for them and everything. Alright. Should be 3 doors. Nothing there. Yep, got 1 crate here. It's like some armor and weapons. So normally it comes up in the loot window. Then you hit that button and it'll bring up the regular style inventory. Alright, go ahead and grab that. See what else we got. Nothing worthwhile. Got the pillars. Go ahead and grab it anyway. Never know when you'll need it. They actually have missions to turn other stuff in now besides gems and stuff like that. So, it doesn't hurt to grab everything. Especially if it's collectible type stuff. Like, not really a big deal there, but Part of the Woods is one of the things I think you can get. So, eventually we might even be able to dismantle some of this stuff and get the materials out of it. Basically what it comes down to, I think, right now is FPS gear that you can actually craft or that there's blueprints for. You'll typically be dismantling for as well. Hasn't been the case with everything, but you just try it and see what it'll let you dismantle. So, it's like we finally got crafting, so there's that. It's about time. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I should mention the drink trick doesn't work anymore. Stacking 2 empty bottles doesn't work. So you're going to have to start carrying enough drinks to survive now. Not sure why it's not letting me do that, but I ain't going to worry about it. Welcome. Yep, another box. Let's see what we got here. Not going to grab the reclaimed water. That gives you kind of a debuff. Takes a health hit or something. So I'll just leave it. Got some snaggle sticks or whatever. So once they actually bring into where food and all that is more important than just drinking the Luxes, that'll come into play. But for now, you still get food and water from the Lux. So that's pretty much all I'm going to use. Alright, we'll get back in here and go find us a cave. Again, you're landing, always make sure you close up. Make sure you're always closing up after you get in, and so forth. Trying to remember where the inventory is here. Nope, there it is. Keep moving around on me. Apparently I already had some stuff in here that I don't remember putting here. Alright, we'll just go ahead and store all this stuff. Move on. There's nothing I need to keep on me. Apparently I'm going to guess that's alcohol. Don't really need that mining. But we'll get that bottle handy if we need it. Alright, let's hit a cave. Now I'm not going to explore this like crazy. I'm basically just looking for whatever I need to mine. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see. I think we got copions. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with copions right now. Alright, so we need either 15 apparite, 20 dolomite, or 5 hadonite. Let's go over this other cave and see if there's anything there. I didn't bring extra mags or anything, so I'm not messing with them. At least I don't think I did. Alright. Go ahead and sit down here.
Landing gear down. Landing complete. Engines offline.
Go ahead and jump out and close it up. Especially being this close to a base. Where is it at? It's over here somewhere. I swore it was on the left. Yeah, go a little farther here. Must be over this hill. Embankment, whatever you want to call it. There we go. That should be it. Alright, go ahead and jump down in here. Now, some of these caves do have other things that you can get. So like plants, so forth like that. Go ahead and get this one broke. Alright, so changed a little bit. Used to be with mining, you would actually get like a mining window like you would in a ship. Now it does all of that on the screen of the multi-tool. So again, you want to basically just keep it in the green without going in the red. Using left alt and the scroll wheel to actually adjust the power. Should be pretty much the same as in the mining ship. And you hit right click and left click and that'll turn it on to start picking up. Not sure why it forces you to jump back, but whatever. Still better than picking them up individually. Apparently I can't cut that anymore. Alright. Seems like if there's a rock there, it would give you something, but guess not. Let's go find some more. Let's run around the cave until we find something. I don't want to get too far away, because I don't want to actually get lost. I'm not even sure how big this one is. Guess that's nothing. For a second, like it might be. Go down in here. These little plants like this, sometimes you can harvest them. Little mushrooms. Let's see. I see a rock over there. And I really would have thought they would have given us more stuff in here. Should highlight yellow, but I don't know. To be honest, I haven't hand mined in a long time. Alright, let's go down here and take a look. See if we can jump across here. Alright, well, not literally jump. I'm looking for another way down there. I mean, I may not have any choice, but I guess I'm just kind of leery of jumping down. And too many times in the beginning of playing where I'd be down there and couldn't get back up. Yeah, so no yellow. Doesn't count. Would be nice if it did. Alright, let's go back this way. I don't really see much here other than going down. We've already been in here. That's back out. Don't need to do that. Alright, I guess we're not going to have a choice. Missed that earlier. Still can't get anything there. Caves just make me leery. Goes back to bad construction previously. You'd go down into a cave and then you wouldn't be able to get out and get stuck. You have to do some crazy jumping around to find places to get out. So I didn't really want to go down there, but it doesn't look like we have a choice. I'll try and jump across first. See if that works. So I can get down here. Do I have another way to get around? Doesn't look like it. Really don't want to jump down there. But it looks like I'm not going to have a choice. I know somewhere in there is another... I know of at least one other aphrite deposit. So you can pretty much tell how little I want to jump down here. But I guess at this point we're getting to the point where putting it off as much as possible. Going back and forth isn't working. No matter how much I wish. Alright. Let's just do it. Maybe I can clear it to there. And I didn't. Alright. Nothing in here. Well, looks like I found a way up, if nothing else. As you can tell, FPS mining isn't necessarily my favorite. Although we probably ought to all get used to it. Because there are some things that you gotta have gems for. So it's either mine them or buy them. And with the way the economy is right now, I don't think you're gonna buy them. Figure we got P4 ARs, like certain versions of it that are selling for like 5 billion. Just shows you how much people have to blow right now. So realistically, once 4.7 drops coming up here soon, any materials you want to buy are going to be crazy expensive. So if you don't have a connection, you're going to have to go out and do it yourself. Now, I do have a little bit of a connection, but because obviously we have the organization, but let's see how many we got here. Alright, so we got 16. We only need 15, so let's see if we can get out of here. And no, not that way. Let's try it again. Nope, not going that way. Alright. Now let's put this away. We'll get a running jump. Hey, alright. Now we're back where we were. Alright, let's get out of here. Don't like caves. Not solo, anyway. It's probably irrational, but it is what it is. Ironically enough, in real life, I'll go in a cave without a second thought. Just not in the game. Alright. Now, where did I put that ship? Ah, there we go. Easy to get turned around. Lighting is pretty cool. Sun going behind the clouds, things like that. Alright, jump back over to Edmund here. We'll have to drop these on the cargo elevator, send them down. Really wish they would come up with a better way to do that, but they have not so far.
Launch complete.
Alright, got our little deliver sign. Take the landing gear up and book on over there. Ironically, now we find Aphorite. Go figure. Wouldn't even have to go in the cave for that. We'll go over and take the small landing pad this time, just in case something bigger comes. That way they can have the bigger one.
Landing gear. Engines offline.
Keep in mind, somebody else on the pad and you send your stuff down, you're probably going to lose it. So I wouldn't do that. Make sure the pad is clear before you actually send stuff down the elevator. I had that happen previously. Was not happy about it. And we're at that point still where people are just leaving ships lay around still. At least in the PTU. I would imagine it's probably happening on PU as well still. Alright. Drop. There's really no better way that I'm aware of. If you know a better way, please feel free to let me know. Because this is annoying. You'll notice they have quality as well. So this is a 693. So this would have been a good one to have for any crafting you need it for. But, you know, we only got one left. We'll go over here, send it down. That should complete the mission. Alright, there we go. So that completes this intro mission. And complete the contract. And we got the arc light pistol battery. Well, my luck's horrible, isn't it? That sounds about useless. Alright, anyway. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned. We'll see if we can get some other stuff in there. And have a good day.